Hello everyone and welcome back to Big Fat Thoughts. Yay! Okay, so this is episode 2 and I have my phone here. If you're new here, this is a show that I've just recently started where I can talk about my thoughts, and there's really no rhyme or reason or explanation for why I'm doing this. It's just because I like to talk and I feel like these are topics that no one really generally talks about. So I thought, why not be the one to talk about them? These are also the thoughts that are often playing in my mind. And so I've written them down, my notes app. I also felt like I kind of wanted to piggyback off of last week's episode. If you haven't seen that, go watch it. It's the first ever episode and I kind of liked it. I also got an overwhelming positive response, which made me feel really happy and heard and understood. So piggybacking off of last week's episode, today's episode is called Living Vicariously Through Others. Why have we eliminated development as human beings? First things first that I have written down is experience is a skill set. Everyone nowadays is always talking about how they want a job, right? The job market is very, very bad. Understood. What's the one thing that every job wants? It's been an issue for fresh grads since the start of time, right? No experience. No one has any experience and therefore no one wants to hire them because experience is everything. And that's something you cannot replace is experience. I've always thought about this and it's like, how am I going to get experience if you don't give me the experience, right? Whatever. Think about it this way. A simple emotion like sadness, if you try to explain it to a kid, the kid will not understand sadness if he's only felt happiness, right? But you do something to hurt the kid and now the kid understands sadness. That in the simplest form sums up experience. Someone cannot talk about grief just by knowing the concept of grief. I can't write about how to make a plane if I've never made a plane. Do you know what I mean? It's simple things like this. Experience is where the differentiating factor is. I still might not know how to make a plane, but if I've done it once, I would have kind of a general idea. I think the problem with living vicariously through others comes back to social media, as obviously everything does. And now, even better, AI. I think the main issue is nowadays, no one wants to actually do things for themselves because of cringe culture or the fear of failing. Mind you, the fear of failing has existed probably for thousands of years. Human beings are not really perfect at anything, so we've probably had to learn for years and years and years, but that's when the experience comes in. You know what I mean? You could be the best at anything you do. For example, if you're a sportsman, if you play golf, you're really good at it, but you've never done a tournament. You do your first tournament and now you're nervous, you're scared because you've never done this before, which is valid, right? Someone next to you could not be as good as you, but because they know how to do a tournament, they would be better than you. Am I making sense? It's literally all about experience because once you do something, you get better at it. And that's literally how it works. It's a fact. No one is ever good on their first try. And if you are, that's great, but you get even better with experience. And that's the whole point. You're supposed to keep doing something to perfect it. That's why we started saying these things like perfecting your skill, mastering the art. Why do we say that? It's because you keep doing it. Consistency is key. You keep doing the same thing and you get better. That's the whole point. Nowadays, the problem is people experience life through others. There's nothing wrong with living vicariously when you can't do something. I saw this TikTok about a woman who can't walk. She's in a wheelchair, she's paralyzed. And she said she loves watching people run and jump just because it makes her feel like she's doing those things. That's completely different. There's nothing wrong. I don't want to jump off a cliff, but I like watching those videos of people jumping off a cliff. Totally fine. But the issue lies within the fact that people don't even want to try anymore. I have realized recently that I think it came from a certain switch in time where I remember when I was younger, a great game like Minecraft, for example, I would play, but I was also watching other people play Minecraft on YouTube. There's nothing wrong with that. Maybe it's like a game you can't afford, so you watch someone else play that game. But when did it become okay for human beings to experience life through other human beings? Like, why are we watching other people live their lives instead of living our own lives? Why is that considered normal nowadays? You can go do anything that influencers are doing online. You can literally do anything. I understand if you can't afford it, you can't go on a first class flight. That's totally fine. I'm aware. But things like my sister, she's Gen Alpha, and I don't know if she's ever climbed a tree because her generation is the one that they have constantly been on the screen. And kids nowadays don't even watch cartoons, they just watch YouTube. So they're watching Mr. Beast do these amazing things, or whoever is on YouTube right now doing things with their lives. Instead of wanting to do the stuff that the YouTubers are doing, they're just feeling like they've already done those things. I feel like videos and entertainment used to be a point of kind of information. And now it's so much information is constantly being consumed that you don't really care what information is going in, as long as you're being informed in some capacity. And then what do you do with all this information in your brain? All the information I get from scrolling, what do I do with that information? It just sits there and it takes up real estate in my brain. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, it's good to be knowledgeable. But wouldn't I remember something so much better if I experienced it myself? Wouldn't that be the ideal scenario? That I get to live such a beautiful, juicy, full life, that I get to experience more? It's like nowadays when people feel like they know everything just because they've watched a video about it. You don't know everything. And honestly, a really big introspective moment for me, because I've never been in a relationship, and I feel like this is a really common analogy, but all your friends that have never been in a relationship always seem to give the best advice or act like they know everything. It's different when you're in the situation. There's nothing wrong with a friend that wants your best interest in mind, obviously, but you understand what I'm saying. It's always different when that person is in the situation. That's why experience is so important. I think generally, as human beings, the one thing that we grow from is experience. Whether it's failure or success, you just grow because you're like, oh, I didn't like this. It's okay. I will never do it again. Or I really like this, but I'm not that good. I'll try again. I'll try again. And then one day you'll be able to look back and be like, oh, I am good now, all of a sudden. And now no one even wants to experience stuff anymore. That's where the issue is. If you haven't had experiences and you're obviously lacking knowledge because you haven't experienced those things, totally fine again. That's really never been the issue. It's the lack of desire. I feel like this is common knowledge. It feels crazy that I'm even saying this, but I feel like some people need to rehear this because it sounds like such an abstract thought, even though it's very common knowledge. People nowadays act like they know everything, which is great because knowledge is at the touch of your fingertips, but experience isn't. That's the whole point I'm trying to make. You can know ample amount of information, but you can't know what you would do in this situation. I don't really know what the main takeaway from this is, but what I would leave you with is anything that you've wanted to do or have been thinking of doing, you probably should just do it. You probably should just do it because experience is the main thing that no one can ever take away from you. You can't take away 10 years of experience. You can't. Not with AI, not with social media, not with infinite amount of books, reading, knowledge. No. If you gave me a textbook right now on how to do a surgery and tested me on it in a week, in 2 weeks, would my results get better? Yes, I would get better in a month, in 2 months, in a year. You give me a year to study one book, I will know it front to back, and I will know exactly in knowledge how to perform a surgery. But you put me in front of a person with a pressure, with time constraints, and with a person's life in my hand, will I know how to perform a surgery? Knowledge is great, but experience is better. It's beautiful to live vicariously through others, and I think it's brought us closer as human beings to be able to feel so deeply of what another person has felt or experienced or done, but it can never replace real life experience. Go out there, experience something, feel something, do something, and I promise you it's better than any knowledge. And it's even better because while you're experiencing, you're actually also getting more knowledgeable about doing the thing that you want to do. There's really no downfall. There's no negatives to this. So yeah, anyways, that was it for today's video. That was my big fat thought. As always, of course, comment down below your thoughts and opinions on this topic because that's the whole point of this series. I love you all very, 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 very much. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. I will see you next time. Mwah. Okay, I had put my camera down, but just one last thing because I was scrolling on social media. I also think this is somehow linked to the influx of plastic surgery and Ozempic and all of these things because I feel like people just want shortcuts now. No one wants to experience things. People want shortcuts. No one wants to feel the burn of after a really good workout where your body's on fire because you did such a good job. No one wants to experience that. No one wants to do consistency. Everyone wants shortcuts, which is why AI comes into play. And I'm just like, why are we doing that? Like, why are we doing that? Just experience things. Do things for yourself. You'll feel so much better about it. I know it's hard because especially on social media, you see someone go from whatever to like the perfect body in like a week because they do all this stuff and get plastic surgery and you're like, I've been at the gym for 7 years and it's never happened for me. Just keep going and you'll be fine. Like, you'll be fine. You have 7 years of experience at the gym. That person has nothing. So you just gotta think about it that way and you'll be great. Anyways, sorry. Okay, love you, bye.